everyone. Matt Cianci here, Cianci Insurance Counseling, Eagleville, Pennsylvania. I just wanted to take a few moments here to really kind of hone in on and focus on, the fact that we have to make sure that we are continuing the life that we've built after our retirement, meaning, we're all going to reach that point in our life where we decide that either we want to slow down or not work as much and enjoy life, right? So what I see as an impediment to that goal is, the fact that one of the greatest expenses that we face when we're in our retirement years is health care, right? So the goal of this brief little video is to help people understand that 75%, I think it's 75 or 77% of people that were interviewed, there was a long-term care study that was done recently by Nationwide Financial, and they were pretty crystal clear about their findings in that interview. In so much that 77% of people that were interviewed would prefer to receive services, long-term care services from their house. Now, people I think, are just not overly sure about what I mean when I say long-term care. So, believe it or not, when you have two or more activities of daily living, which would be eating, transferring, using the toilet, dressing, bathing, or incontinence. If anyone doesn't know what that means, you could just Google the word incontinence, INCONTINENCE, and I'm sure you'll get some understanding on that. But, or of course, a severe cognitive impairment would actually qualify you for long-term care, or a plan of care, I guess you would say. But it's your doctor who administers that, right? So your doctor would actually have to make that assumption that you're going to need a plan of care moving forward in perpetuity, right? Because it's not something that just goes away. A chronic illness like type 2 diabetes or Parkinson's disease or anything like that is going to be ongoing for the rest of your life, so you're going to need long-term care. Now let's take a second to talk about the costs. Well, what are the costs? It's about $100,000 a year, just for sake of argument. And that's not your Mercedes-Benz facility, right? So when I say that, I mean that's the nursing home costs. The home health care cost, $50,000, but that's now, right? In 20 years, when I'm even 30 years, that cost is going to be well over $200,000, I believe. Now, many people believe that their health insurance, when I say their health insurance, I mean their Social Security, which essentially is their cushion for, to kind of protect people against the pitfalls of, I guess you would say, retirement. But unfortunately, your Medicare does not cover, and that could be Medicare or any supplements for that matter, do not cover the cost of continuing care or continual care. Why many people might think Medicare only covers, I think it's 100 days. But there's a requirement, I think it's a 3-day consecutive stay where you have to meet that, and then they'll cover the 100 days after that. So that's like an outpatient sort of a deal where you're in there and then you're out in a rehab facility or whatever the case may be. But they're only covering the first 100 days. After that, you're on your own. Now, the biggest misconception is people actually truly believe that Medicaid is a viable option. But the reality is it's not, because only people that are on welfare would actually qualify for Medicaid. So let's just put it that way. People that are on welfare can qualify for Medicaid. It's for the poorest of the poor. It's for the people who have absolutely no income and no assets. So, and believe me, they will they will get their money back in the event that someone does qualify for Medicaid, and then of course they sell their house and they believe that their children will not have to surrender any of those proceeds. That's entirely false. The IRS is pretty crystal clear on that. But now, in my next video, what I'm going to do is I just wanted people to get a general understanding of what I say when I mean long-term care. I think what I say when I mean long-term care should be very clear for people. It's you are unable to care for yourself. You have to have someone else care for you. And by the way, this is like 50% or more probably of people over the age of 80. I mean, it's not an uncommon thing. So we live in a high-stress world where people don't really have the time to focus on themselves. We American people are very much so givers more than takers, I believe. And you know, I'm a firm believer in a way where you can guarantee your family that you will be able to recover your full cost of long-term care. And that's what I'm going to discuss on my next episode, which is going to really hone in on the Nationwide Care Matters 2 product, which I believe is probably the best product that I've ever come across. And I can certainly tell you that there are no gimmicks or catches, and you'll understand what I mean when I tell you that in our next session. Thank you, everyone. Really grateful to have the opportunity to serve my clients, and I look forward to continuing years of education going forward. Thank you.